Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys already know what I'm going to be talking about. Before I get into the video, I do want to put out a disclaimer, as this may contain some sensitive information and it may be triggering. I'm gonna obviously give you guys an update on what is currently happening with Sarah Everard. If you guys don't know the story of that, I'll fill you in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you are new, and support me. In the description is my PayPal and my Cash.app. Sarah Everard, a 33-year-old marketing executive, disappeared as she walked home in South London last week, and there was of course a massive search for her body. A body was found during the search for Sarah, which has now been confirmed it was hers. A serving Met officer remains in custody, having been held on suspicion of her kidnap and murder, which is absolutely wild and crazy. Now, speaking outside of New Scotland Yard, the Assistant Commissioner confirmed that the body in Woodland near Ashford, Kent, is Sarah's.
As you know, on Wednesday evening, detectives investigating the disappearance of Sarah Everard discovered a body secreted in Woodland in Kent. The body has now been recovered and a formal identification procedure has been undertaken. I can now confirm that it is the body of Sarah Everard.
He said her family has been informed of the most distressing news. They are still carrying on with the investigation, and there's hundreds of officers around the clock to establish the full circumstances of Sarah's disappearance and her murder. Now, on Tuesday, the Met officer was arrested in Kent on suspicion of Sarah's kidnap and was later rearrested on suspicion of her murder. It gets even more crazy, guys, because he wasn't just an officer, guys. He worked with the Met Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Command. He was taken to hospital on Thursday suffering from head injuries he sustained while alone in his cell. That doesn't sound good to me at all, and I can only imagine reports coming out of him having some type of mental illness or something like that, because you're in the cell alone and you have to be taken to hospital from suffering head injuries. Okay, that sounds suspicious to me. He was treated, he was discharged, and then he was returned to the police station, where he is being held after an application to extend his detention was granted. Now, a woman in her 30s was also arrested on suspicion of assisting him, but she has been released on bail until mid-April. Let's just quickly have a look at some of the timeline. On the 3rd of March, Sarah vanished after leaving her friend's house. On the 5th of March, the Met Police are increasingly concerned because she's still hasn't returned and make an appeal on Twitter. On the 6th of March, Sarah's family say her disappearance is totally out of character as officers search the area. On the 7th, a footage was taken from a doorbell camera which shows Sarah walking alone along this road, and the police say that it was unclear whether or not she reached her house. On the 8th of March, more than 120 calls are made from the public on the case, and more than 750 homes are visited. This was part of an investigation. On the 9th of March, a serving officer is arrested along with a woman. On the 10th of March, the Met Police Commissioner then describes the arrest as shocking and deeply disturbing. Extensive searches are carried out in parts of Kent. Later in the evening, a commissioner, Dame Cressida Dick, said human remains have been found. Human remains. Oh my god. On the 11th of March, the suspect was taken to hospital after suffering head injuries while in custody. The woman arrested, who was assisting him, was released on bail. And then of course today, the body that was found in Kent has been confirmed that it is Sarah's. It's just so crazy. Like, I don't even want to hear this mental health being associated with that officer, because if he was able to still be working but suddenly now he's got mental health issues, I beg, please, before you come out and make such statements, please. But guys, that is the latest on that. My condolences to Sarah's family. It's just so wild, it's crazy. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video.